Hey guys, welcome to Sidebar Talk episode number 4, where we talk about comics, movies, novels, liquor, yeah, and also we talk about writing perspectives for your novel or for your comic book. So today is episode number 4, fourth week of doing this. Having fun with this, learning a lot as I'm going along and getting more viewership, which is great. Don't forget to subscribe to me, if you want to keep on following what I talk about. But for today, this is going to be about step number 3 about writing your novel or comic book. And today I'm going to go over your outline for the beginning of your novel or for your comic book. So the outline is very important because it keeps you on track to what you want to do for writing a story. So with an outline, there's always going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. Within that outline, you're going to tell your story, and the outline keeps you on track to what you want to tell as you go throughout the outline and the story that you're writing. For each chapter that you're putting into your writing, I would say to make maybe a 2 to 3 sentence paragraph to tell what you want to talk about in that chapter as you're moving the story along. But the best thing to know about is when you're doing that beginning of the outline is going to be the part where you're establishing your characters and their profiles and what they're about. The second part of the outline, the middle part, is going to be what's the situation, where they're going through to um, encapsulate the people that's reading your novel or learning about what they're going through as a full interaction between the story you're telling. And the last part of it is the resolution of the situation. And that's how pretty much most stories go about telling, do storytelling for your artistic piece. And that's step number 3 of telling your story or your novel or your comic book. The next part I want to get to is we talk about independent comics or novels. So today I want to talk about a novel today. It's called Penance. Penance was written by Keith Thomas, a good friend of mine. Also, he worked on Nightseeker, also one of my characters. And Penance is mainly about a Hispanic male character. His name is Chad Phillips. He's a regular guy that's caught up in a little bit of a gang life in New York City, and he comes across a supernatural event in his life where a supernatural being gives him a mask to put on to induct the right kind of things to happen inside the neighborhood. So he's more of a vigilante, but he has powers almost of a supernatural effect to affect change in his area. At the same time, if he doesn't do what he has to do, there'll be a very large force that comes into New York to destroy it and take over the population and kill all the souls there. So Chad is really put into a situation that he has to take care of the people that he loves, but also a city, which is New York City, which is 8 million people. So it's a lot of responsibility for any character. And I know that because knowing Nightseeker myself, I'm in, the characters in New Jersey, New York, and Philadelphia. So it's the main tri-state areas. So he has a lot on his plate also. But Penance is a fun book. I enjoyed it. This was Keith's first novel, from what I know, and I kind of moved him to do the novel, which he did a great job. I enjoyed it. There's actually 3 of the novels out, but this is Penance number 1. So I would say if you get a chance, go get it. It's a fun novel to read, and Keith takes a lot of pride in this novel. So that's a great starting novel for if you want to know more about Keith. Keith Thomas is a good writer. I enjoy his work. He's also got finished doing the first novel called The Suck. It's about space drama, and you get more into it later on. But he's on Facebook. He has other projects out there also that he's a part of, and he's just a great, phenomenal writer. I would say follow his work. His stuff is funny, energetic, and it really gets to people involved with the stuff that you read from him. So he's a great, great guy. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be Liquor of the Week. The liquor of the week I want to talk about is called Red Apothic. It's actually a wine, so we're talking about wine this time. Usually I talk about beer and liquors, but this one I want to talk about the wine. Red Apothic I was introduced to it at Fridays, and it's really a good red wine brew. It's about 13.5% alcohol content, and the best way to describe it, from what is told by the site, because I was trying to figure out the blends of wines, like 5 different red wines that actually makes this one wine, and it's a mixture of cherry, vanilla, and mocha is the description of the taste. But it really goes down very smooth. But of course, be careful with 13.5% alcohol content. You gotta be careful with it. But 1 to 2 glasses is enough. It's best, I would say, served with beef or pulled pork, even chicken type entrees. It's a good pairing for those kind of things. So it's great for that. So I do recommend it. If I had to give a rating on this stuff, I would give it pretty much an 8.75, almost a 9, but it's really good for what it is. It's a great wine. The last part today is going to be well, not an independent movie. It's actually is a I won't say a blockbuster, but it's actually a decent film, and it's an animated film called Sausage Party. Sausage Party, I tell you right now, guys, do not take your kids to go see this. This is more of an adult content, and it's mainly about products on a market shelf that come alive, or at least in their world they are alive, but humans don't see them as such as they go about the film. And they're trying to get to the outside door to go into heaven, or what they call the great beyond. And the characters are really well drafted and great personalities, great interaction as they're going throughout the store trying to get back to their normal shelves to be picked out again by humans to take them out to the great beyond. It's just a fun film. It's a little dirty at times. Some of the humor is very raunchy, but it's well written. You're gonna have a really fun time with Sausage Party. But pretty much that is my review for the week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe below, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot.